salam sejahtera. Very good evening. How's everybody doing? Hi, Adam. Hi, Naveen. How are you guys doing?
Yo, what's
Next,
up? I'm
next,
very good.
next.
Hello,
All
finally we're
right.
back, lah. Oh my God, it's been so long.
We are
You
back
know,
after, I think, good 6 months. I think
I think it's 1 year,
we
lah. I felt like a year, man.
it's only been 6 months. It's only been 6 months. So hello everybody on our Facebook page and YouTube. It's been a very long time since we met you guys. We had a lot of changes, a lot of things that were happening. We got busy and a few other things that happened. We came out from pandemic and so many other stuff. But here we are back again with Sembang 2.0. Today is our first episode. And Adam and Naveen, how are you guys? How's things on your end? Yeah, say hello to everybody who's watching us. We have currently two people who are viewing us, and I'm going to say hi to those two people. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
hello. Hey, things have been
Okay,
doing
it's
good.
okay.
Just that 2022 has started off pretty well for all of us, and I believe all of us, venturing into a new journey. And yeah, it's going on well. How about yourself, Adam? How's things with you?
Okay, we're halfway through 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Well over actually. We're moving into July already. We have another what, 4 or 5 more months before the end of 2022. So I guess
I
we're
just
already
thought it
looking
just
forward to
started.
2023. Yeah, I know.
Getting
So
Man,
older
yeah,
now.
just happy that 2022 so far has been kind to all of us. With the pandemic kind of residing and all of us kind of going back to work and starting our lives again, going out for holidays. So it's nice eating a lot of good food, you know. So just happy lah, happy that 2022 is kind of okay lah.
you
Nice,
mentioned good
nice.
food, and that's our topic for today. It's part one. It's going to be food and health. And if you notice, our background image, or rather the marketing poster, is revolving around Vikram. For those of you who have not watched Vikram, it's Kamal Hassan's new movie. We're not
Vikram.
promoting it, but we just
Become
like it. Vikram, yeah, correct. Or Vikram lah. Talking of that sort, yeah. So yeah, we're going to be talking about food and health. How what's our love for food, and how is it associated with health. And the word for today, I'm going to try to pronounce this right. I've been trying to pronounce this just before this live. Is deteriorated. Is that correct, Adam?
Perfect, perfect.
Deteriorated. All
perfect,
right,
bro.
got
Nah.
it right,
Cheers, lah,
got it
bro. Cheers,
right.
cheers, cheers. Okay.
For those of you all wondering, that's a Bundaberg, that's a root beer from Australia, not
How
good for
much
health
sugar
Yeah,
is
only.
in? How much sugar is in the Bundaberg?
What's the
let
calorie
me just.
intake, Beta?
The calorie is about 201 calories, and it has like 11 grams of sugar. So that's that.
11 grams of sugar. Wow.
Yeah,
That's 11 grams of diabetic going inside you. Lah.
yeah. But it tastes good, like you guys should have it once in a while. I really feel like you need to cleanse some dust on
Sure,
some
Cool,
sure.
cool,
Australian
cool.
juice.
So, Adam, our fans are in the house. Madam Naga Devi says, "Good evening, 10x. Hi, good evening, Madam Naga Devi.
Hello.
How are you doing? Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, everyone.
Cool. So today, food and health. So let's start off first with you guys. What's your favorite? Living in Malaysia, food. It's a food heaven. We get a lot of different variety, different cuisine, from the mamas to the recently I think Ramsay opened up his restaurant in Sunway. I heard the bookings already full. So we have wide range of what we can have. So what are your favorites? Care to share with the audience, guys? Let's go with Adam lah. He's from Johor,
Yeah.
a different part of town. Yeah, so Johor vibes, and
Different
he's
part of
speaking
town.
in Johor.
We're in the same vicinity right now. Very similar postcodes. But yeah, what was the question? What's my favorite food?
Yeah, or rather, what's popular in Johor? What
What's
you
popular in
grew
Johor?
up? Yeah,
Johor is there's a lot of good food lah because there's a fusion. Johor has a strong fusion of Indonesian and also some elements from Singapore. even though some people say it's the other way around, that Malaysia actually um, kind of infused their culture in Singapore. But I think it's both ways lah. There's some recipes or given taste that comes from Singapore. But I think
Right.
in Johor, what's famous and you don't really find in other parts of Malaysia, besides the standard asam laksa Johor and all that stuff, I think nasi ambang would be something that is quite one of my favorites in Johor.
Nasi ambang.
Yeah, so nasi ambang is really cool. It's actually like a greedy man's dish. So if you're really hungry, what you want to have is nasi ambang. Because nasi ambang will have rice, will have mee goreng, will have
Okay.
ikan, what do you call it? Ikan kering, or what do you call it?
Okay.
Fermented fish. We'll have chicken, we'll have egg, and usually it comes with a drink. And there'll be
Is
ulam
is this
also.
is this something related to
Right.
nasi ambang?
Yes, that is nasi ambang. So it's a mixture of everything, and that's for one person. The one that you have on your far right, the largest image, that's for one person, and the one on top of the rice is the ikan kering, and they have the tempeh there also. They have the chicken on top.
Mm.
They have the ulam. They
Interesting.
have the mee goreng, and they have on the side usually they have some shrimp, anchovies, or fried onions. So it's like a mixture of all, and
Is
you for me, it's something that I really look forward to when I go back to JB. I try to have my nasi ambang because it's almost everywhere. You can find it in the night market. You can even find it in like giant hyper mall. There'll be somebody selling nasi
Oh,
ambang. Yeah, so this is a
never hear that,
very
huh?
yeah, it's a Boyanese dish from Indonesia, and
okay.
obviously we got the feel or taste of it because there's a lot of Boyanese or Indonesian or Jawa influence in Johor.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Nice. We should go and try it, but this looks like a recipe for cholesterol. But nevertheless, we
Definitely,
should definitely go and try it. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Nice. Nasi ambang. Jenny, how much is this dish like? How much does it cost?
it's cheap. It's a greedy man's dish, but it's also a poor man's dish. So this would go for between 5 to 7 ringgit.
Okay, what? Not bad.
Five. Okay, that's
Yeah.
doable. Doable. All right. But is there like nasi ambang here in KL? Like, do we are we able to get it?
Yes, I saw once on TV or internet. I think in Selayang they have a stall which is quite famous for the nasi ambang. So there'll be like large queues, long queues, trying to get their hand on the nasi ambang. It's not something that you find everywhere in KL, but I think it's something like a niche kind of dish that you can find in some areas.
Mm.
Mm.
Nice.
Nice.
Interesting. Maybe we
Nice.
should take a drive one day and go and try it out. I hope it will be as tasty as it is in the hope. Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Maybe.
So,
Or if you
Naveen,
want
what's
to,
yours? Yes.
if you want to save your petrol and all that stuff, just order mee goreng from the mama shop, nasi lemak from a Malay shop, and order some ikan kering also from the Malay shop. You put it all on one plate. That's your nasi ambang lah.
But that will cost more than $7 per week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The kind of price hike that's ongoing now with our food. Uh,
Mee goreng mama special is 20 ringgit, man.
yeah,
Where
roti
you
canai
buying
now
your
is going
meat
at
getting?
2 ringgit 20 cents. Yeah, we will
Mm.
talk about that. The price of food today, it's going crazy, and what's the cost of it for our health as well. Interesting, nasi ambang. All right, Naveen, what's your favorite dish?
No, I don't have a favorite dish. I'm always on diet, so I don't tend to eat much.
That's the entire world is going to figure that out.
No, I guess I have only two favorite dishes in the world. Like I like
In
to
the
eat.
world, okay?
Okay, so in Malaysia, I always enjoyed nasi lemak. When I used to go to school, the nasi lemak with telur mata and kerang sambal. Ooh, sedap. But then like now you don't get it.
Mm.
And during the time when I was in India, I guess the biryani, what Bhai wedding biryani lah, that's like really good. I guess that kind of biryani you can't get anywhere else in the world, right? It's only when weddings they cook it for a good occasion, And the best thing about biryani is that every single city that you go, you get a different type of biryani. So that's something special in India. So I guess that's my two favorite dishes.
I think our
Okay, can we
audiences
end the
are
Sembang show now?
definitely,
We want to go eat biryani. Lah.
I think our audiences are definitely going to like
Somebody said police
take
kira.
us for a ride. Pulitzer Kire, Sarah,
Right.
Sri
Somebody likes
Bogapriya.
police
Hi,
kira.
Sarah. How are you doing? So for those of y'all who don't know what Pulitzer Kire is, I don't know the English word to it, but its literal translation is sour and greens. It's a very Indian household dish.
I believe you can
That
Google
Sour
it,
we
Nishan.
spinach. Sour spinach.
sour
Yeah.
spinach. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, so sour spinach is one of my favorite. My grandmother does it at home. I think it's very rare. Other restaurants they sort of do it. Yeah, but we have it at home most of the time. Pretty interesting. But coming back to
So FYI,
yes,
FYI guys, the sour spinach or the what do you call that? Pulichikire is what Popeye the Sailor Man drinks to get his energy lah. It's pulichikire. No, really.
I doubt that
Yeah,
he takes
that is not
pulchikire.
also kira to sauce spinach.
I'm sure he's on something else, not that green. Yeah, that's why he gives
Popeye
it.
is actually Indian,
Pop,
man.
Pop, Papa is actually Indian.
Hey, tries. Hi, Jamison.
Good deep
Hi,
talks. Hey,
Izwan.
tries.
Oh.
Hey, it's one part one. How are you doing, part one? Nice to see everybody. Makan makan jom makan makan besar. Yes, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Food and health,
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen.
Izwan has a restaurant, no, in Penang, I think.
Yes, correct. Yeah, part one. Go ahead and put your restaurant's name at the comment section below. Let everybody know who's ever in Penang. Go ahead and visit part one's restaurant. But I'm not sure what's the name of the restaurant. Though. What's the name of the restaurant? This one, if you can put it on the chat box, also will be nice. I hope all will be good. Those who are going to visit can get something nice there. But yeah, coming back to the Bai biryani, what Navin mentioned. So my experience for biryani when I was in India, at least about 50 different varieties lah. There's so many types. There's Borak Borak Bistro. All right, Borak Borak Bistro is in the house. Sambil bersembang-sembang dengan Sembang 2.0 dengan 10x lah, right? So go ahead and check them out. I hope this one you have your Facebook page. You can go ahead and share Borak Borak Bistro. I think we are due to visit Penang, and we will definitely make a visit there and
Yes,
catch
Izwan.
something. Yeah, cool.
Number
He's
2,
giving the
Campbell
address.
Street.
Number 2, Campbell Street, Georgetown. All right. Again, you're not getting paid to do this, yeah? So free publicity.
nice.
Take it. Yep. Nice to see everybody. KV Ganesan Pulchikira is equals to Gongora. Okay. All right.
That's the English word for it.
Izwan, did you forget your restaurant's name? There's a bad thing like kalau dah lupa. Yeah. All right. Give you the link. All right. Check out. Can put the link in the chat box. I mean the comment section below. Cool. So
Nishan, what's your
biryani.
favorite food? You asked us like, what's
Mine.
your favorite?
Ah,
Everything lah,
mine.
everything.
I've got two very particular ones that I think actually three lah.
Now you can see the list going on.
Three. Top three. First one, what Nabil mentioned is what we call it is a Bai Wutu biryani. Literally translates to the Bai is for brother, Muslim brothers. Wutu is home biryani. It's very popular in India, especially it's home cooked. Generally, they serve it during weddings. The biryani there is, oof, the kambing will just split like paper. For those of vegetarian,
Now,
I'm so sorry.
now you know where all the kambing went lah.
Yeah, I miss Bangalore. I hope that I'll be able to visit end of the year and continue with my biryani journey. Meanwhile, I have to lose my weight. Malaysia, most favorite nasi taprik. That's like the most favorite. I can have that literally almost every other day, and I think that's caused me some sort of a disaster. The second one is chicken rice. Chicken rice is my favorite. Yeah, I love them.
Mm.
So
I guess
they
that's
come to
something
me.
all of us like. Okay, that's a Malaysian and Indian dish. So because we are Indian and we live in Malaysia, so we like. But Adam, by any chance, do you like sushi,
Sushi.
like Japanese? Oh, that's
I
something we
love
all eat.
Sushi, sashimi. Oh my goodness, yeah, it's beautiful. It's
Yeah, I love
amazing.
sushi. Sushi is a good, it's a good meal. Although a lot of people say it's a snack in Malaysia, but yeah, I think sushi is a great meal, lah. And Japanese food is not just about sushi, right? They have like
Mm.
so many other different types of dishes. They have your chicken karage, you have your chicken curry, and yeah, so they don't only have like raw food. A lot of people think that it's always just raw food. There's a lot of different types of meals that you can have that are Japanese, and Japanese food is usually quite healthy, lah. You know,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
in Malaysia we don't have an acquired palate. In Malaysia, whatever that is spicy, we whack. Whatever that is
Yup.
oily, we whack. Whatever that is fatty, we whack. As long as it tastes somewhat good, we will eat. We are not really big on food critic, or we don't really give a lot of critique to food or vendors or restaurants. We just whack everything. And in Malaysia, food is still quite affordable, lah. So that's why I
Yeah.
think
Comparatively.
absolutely. So you can get two roti canai and teh tarik for 5 ringgit. But if you want to go out and have a healthy meal, it's going to cost you like 30, 40 ringgit, right? So I think that's a
Yeah.
deterrent in Malaysia where healthy food is quite expensive. And that's why 54%, just over 54% of Malaysians are obese or overweight. 54% out of
I'm adding.
33 or 35 million people. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Very sad,
I'm
Anishan, to know that you're in that category. It's very disappointing.
I think we all three
Oh
are in that
wow.
category.
Oh, nice. I like how you just threw it on me. Huh? Look who's talking. Interesting. Funny. I think we all.
See,
I'm not sure what Adam adds to the number or not, but I'm sure me and
I do, I
Naveen,
do,
we
I
do.
do. I think we all are obese in some way or the other because the ideal we are not at our ideal weight. So it definitely means that you're obese. And the beautiful
Yeah.
thing about doing this online is everybody can see the top half, which sometimes does look slim. But if you point the camera downwards, is when you can see a lot more details and you know uh,
Sensitive
the,
content.
the telltales of being overweight or obese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. I think since the pandemic, I don't know, since the pandemic I've heard a lot of people that they have lost their weight. They have tried different stuff and they managed to cut down. But I don't know. For me personally, I think I put on weight during the pandemic because we were working from home. All I did was just order Grab food, and now I think food is accessible through multiple channels. I think back in the day, if you want to go to your favorite restaurant, probably I'm not sure, Adam. I mean, like for me, when I was a kid, my mom would drive us quite far, like to different places because that time restaurant itself was not many in number, and this fast food chain and whatever not. It's just so much. It's grown so much today that most of the brands are available either on Grab or Foodpanda, so accessible, and just order Grab or eat at home and then whack 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 and then you fall asleep. But yeah, I put on at least about 10 plus kilos in the last month or so. Yeah,
Sure, 10,
10 also.
Anishan.
Oh, not month, years. Yeah, yeah, about 10. Yeah. Oh, look who's talking. How many kilos you put on?
But you know what, Nisha, I don't really blame you. Like you said, food has become super accessible, and unhealthy food, namely, has become super accessible, right? And as I just said earlier, also, healthy food is just expensive, So I think it was sometime in 2020, I think towards the end of the year, is when I decided to make a switch and start to move to healthy food, like organic meals or having organic vegetables, organic chicken, because they're all relatively lesser in fat. For example, the chicken, they have lesser fat, like you get your ayam kampung, right? But
Mm.
unfortunately, if you want to buy the ayam biasa, the one with all the stimulants and all the the rubbish they jab them with, it's only about 13, 14 ringgit a bird. But if you get the organic chicken, it's like 38 ringgit, 40 ringgit per bird. So that's more than double the price, you know. So it's a deterrent. In Malaysia, these goods are not controlled. There is no subsidy. The subsidized ones are all the unhealthy ones. The healthy ones are rarely subsidized. So that's a problem.
Yeah, yeah, and I think now with the chicken shortage that's going to be happening and the new impose of price, I think per kilo is going to be 12 ringgit now. Uh, Food prices is going to go up, but then it's not going to stop us. Uh, I think a lot of restaurants will try to switch to a more cheaper product of you know oil quality, try to make it more affordable and cheaper oil
Or
product.
just increase the price of the food lah.
I mean, that's there. That's inevitable. I think the price will definitely go up. We are going to be seeing that soon. But what we don't really see is the impact that does to our lifestyle. So I mean, Naveen and Adam knows about this. I just wanted to share something about it. That's hence why the today's topic is food and health. I recently have been diagnosed with a sleep apnea disorder. Obstructive sleep apnea is what it's called. I snore a lot and I can chase people away. I can even chase an entire town away with my snore. So I thought that this was, I didn't realize it, right? I sleep well, but I always feel very tired during the day. And about 2 weeks ago, I got myself checked. My BP was skyrocket. My sugar was on the borderline. Cholesterol was again borderline. And after all the diagnosis, MRI scans and whatever, not my doctor told me just one thing. He said you need to change your lifestyle. I think the way that you consume your food is going to help you change your lifestyle. And and to my surprise, the doctor looked at me and she wasn't confident enough that I could cut down my food because of the choices that we have. She said, "Are you sure? Would you be able to do that? You know, to stop your nasi lemas or to stop your roti canais or even your cup of coffee that we drink with milk and sugar. Are you able to substitute that to a healthier product?" So that got me thinking, and I'm still trying. It's a struggle. It's not easy because it's years of habit. It's easy that we tell somebody that, hey, oh, you can, or you just need to have the willpower. But don't what's your take, Adam and Naveen? Like, do you think it's easy to cut, or was a switch when you switch from that's non-organic to organic chicken or whatever? Not what was the kind of impact that you saw? Why did you make that switch? I just want to get our audience, to understand a little bit more food that we eat and the health that's associated with it.
Naveen?
Okay, I didn't do the switch from the chicken, but but for me, yeah, it was like about 2 years ago when I was going through a weight loss journey. It was a bit easier at the start because I just wanted to lose weight and I had like what I wanted to do, and eventually after that was a little bit difficult once I started losing the momentum, and even now to get back to to that state is a little bit hard because now as you said, right, the choices of food, though we are aware, the awareness for people going into a healthier lifestyle, it's been increasing. Like you can see a lot of them now are like into different kind of activities, different kind of exercises, groups now. There are even apps that we can actually join in and play futsal or badminton with random people. So, so the platform is there. But then again, our choices that we make sometimes when we meet a friend. Okay lah, today bantai lah, tak apa besok diet. Then again tomorrow there'll be someone else from the family calling you, hey, let's go makan. So it keeps on going that way, and we don't put a restriction to it. So it's a little bit difficult. But if you're able to start small, right, like just maybe start off with 1 day in a week, 2 days in a week, or 3 days in a week, eventually you'll be able to get the flow. So I guess the awareness is already there. It's there. But again, it depends on people whether they want to do it. And sometimes we're just so caught up in our favorite food, favorite dish. That's when, and newer restaurants are coming out. There's so many new restaurants, and people
You
always
just want to
going
keep
to new
trying, trying,
restaurants.
trying,
Yeah,
trying.
you just want to try. Someone you see your friend posting, hey, new restaurant, nice. The place only might be nice. The food may be okay, okay. But yeah, oh, I want to go Instagram. Then I buy the food Instagram. Then makan. So it's become a habit of that. Like you're always living for the social world. So I guess if we can just let go of that side of it and just focus on our reality, I guess we can already hit it right.
Yeah,
True.
yeah,
I agree. I
very,
agree. I think the devil's advocate is the social media. A lot of us are influenced by what we see streaming on Facebook, on Instagram, and we want to try it. And I think it just boils down to poor choices, and when we start making poor choices. So as a father, right, I think it's very important for me to ensure that my kids make the right choices from a young age. They understand what food is all about and understand the content of food, the contents of a meal. You have to educate them from a very young age. Otherwise, what happens is, and this is a statistic, true statistic, 2 million children in Malaysia are obese, or about 15% of them are obese. These numbers are from 2019, so I don't know how much it is now. Should be in the region of maybe 2.5 million, I guess, with with the inflation and all. I'm sure it's grown, and with the pandemic, more children at home, children studying from home. I'm sure they would have put on more weight, less activities and all. So I think it's important
yeah,
for us to teach them to make the right choices. If we don't teach them to make the right kind of choices at a young age, then they make the poor choices like we made, right? So we go for whatever
yeah,
is the easiest to access, or something that is just spicy and tasty, or something that we see on social media. We just we order it and we have it. So, like for me right now, what I do is whenever I buy something from outside, like not from home cooked food, because we usually eat home cooked food here. But if it's something from a restaurant, I'll explain to them, okay, it's delicious, right? But you know that the skin, let's say for example, the fried skin part of a chicken is not good. There's cholesterol in it. What can it cause? Then you have a phone on your hand, you just play a YouTube video and show them, okay, this is all the fat that comes out from a chicken skin and whatever not. So children are visual learners, especially if they're under 5 years old, so they learn better from visual, right? So that's how I do it lah, with my two kids. My son also struggled with his weight. One part, when he was about 6 years old, but now I think he's really trimmed down because he understands, you know, how important it is to stay fit, how important it is
yeah,
to watch his meals. He doesn't have rice at night now. He
Wow.
himself will say that I'm not going to eat rice at night. I'll just have whatever lau lah, like for example, this vegetable and a piece of
yeah.
chicken. That's what he will have. No rice, no sugary drinks at night. So, but my daughter is different lah. She's gifted with a six pack when she was born. She still has a six pack at 5 years old. So, yeah, some people are just gifted lah.
வளருக்குல்ல
Yeah.
வளரட்டும் நல்லா
Yeah.
சாப்பிடட்டும். I
Actually,
mean, they need to eat. That's why our Indian parents would tell us,
yeah.
growing
Mm,
child, let them eat.
Yeah, but true,
But
right?
I'm
But
still
I
growing.
you are ever growing nation, but never mind. Coming back to the story, right? But you see, I believe, right? If you take a look at our grandparents, or even our mothers or fathers, in fact, I feel that the quality of life that they have at the current age, it's much better than what we have at our current time. Because the time when they were, having food, or whatnot, they're all having like quality vegetables, quality chicken. All the products were not, fabricated and those kind of things. But now, if you take a look, every single thing is just by, artificially done. All the kind of funny ingredients lah. Another one is the Ajinomoto. I don't know what magic motto is that, but you'll create all the wonderful things in the world, right? And then another thing is that what has really changed. Now both parents are working. They go to work, kids at home, and because due to another thing is that security wise, they don't allow the kids out. So the outdoor activity has drastically reduced, and everyone has been focusing on the laptops, phone, PlayStation, Xbox. Okay, so one way of exercise is out. The third thing is that Grab. If you have your child has a phone, order lah Grab, Food Panda, apa-apa main bantai order. So the whole concept of whole lifestyle, has really changed from our grandparents, us, and our future children as well. So I believe like you need to start getting back into the outdoor activities, educating them. That's really good, like what Adam is doing, like how he's educating his children into each food or any food that they're ordering and having, right? this is not about being conscious about your body, but it's being conscious about your lifestyle. So that's really, really important. And I hope all the other parents out there, you can take this as a good practice. Educate your children. The most important thing is educating them. This is what they will learn now. Eventually, once you start putting them, having that notion in their head, it's going to change them for the rest of their lives. Definitely. So when then they will start finding out healthy
Agreed.
foods and healthy stuff. I don't want to have Coke, whatnot. Now Coke is like it's like water already. People drink Coke more than water, right? So the times have changed and whatnot. So we need to educate them because the products that are coming out lately are not quality products as it used to be 50, 60 years ago. Now you buy a Campbell soup in that in that can, you only get some. I don't know whether they're plastic or what inside. It's that bad. I'm just giving an example of the Campbell, not saying anything bad about this, but you know so things have changed and now we also have to change. If possible, parents sometimes only cook once a week in the house, twice a week in the house, because I know everyone is busy, but take that time rather than going out and eating. Take the time, pack, maybe cook the food, and you all can go to a park or something and just come. So that's my advice to everyone, that something you could do to change your lifestyle and for the betterment of your kids' future.
Yeah, agreed. I
Right.
totally agree with you,
And
Navin.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's you talked about our grandparents, right? Our grandparents lived in the 50s, 40s, 50s. They lived around that era, right? At that point, Malaysia, I just Googled, Malaysia only had 6 million people. And then in the 80s, when I was born, there was about 14 million people. And now there's about 35 million people in Malaysia in 2022. So
baik macam.
this evolution, yeah, this evolution has caused quantity over quality. So sellers or people who rear chickens is all about getting the quantity out because they have to feed 35 million people, right? As compared to 6 million in the 1950s, where people would just grow their vegetables, the front lawn, or go to the neighbor's house and exchange vegetables or whatever. Not we in the 50s we were just about to get our independence, so I guess it was different at the time, and now and evolution obviously has become a little bit negative for us, lah. Not only in Malaysia but around the world. One important thing that you just mentioned, Coke, right? I saw this on TV, I think on CNBC recently, that the country that drinks the most Coke in the world is Mexico. They drink on
Yeah,
average per adult 7 bottles of Coke in a month. 7 bottles of bottles. I'm not talking about the one point. I mean the small bottle. I'm talking about the large 1.2 liter bottles.
1.5. Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
that's so
One point
bad.
five. Yeah. So it's 7 bottles a month. And the problem is, so this Coke in Mexico is used for a ritual. So it's actually used for some kind of ritual and it has become a part of their culture. And Mexico now has one of the highest diabetic community in the world. So
Yeah,
again,
that's a
poor choices.
Thanks,
yeah.
Coca-Cola.
No, I think uh, companies can create this kind of products, but are we allowing ourselves to have them in moderation? Like once in a while you can have Coke, yeah, probably in a month or 2 months once, the small candy just for the taste of it. I think we can, but even I'm a I wouldn't call a victim, but I think I'm a victim of habit. Like you take poor choices. Most of us are in a fast-paced life. We just want to grab things on the go. Like fast food is on the go. Your nasama is on the go. A lot of things. I think cooking at home in general has dropped in number, because when I was growing up, when I was in school, grandma used to cook for us every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was all cooked at home. Though they use curries and whatever not, but it was always in quantity that's healthy. You just ate the right portion. But as I think we started taking on the whole work life, things just got a little too fast for everybody, I guess. A lot of us are now into night shift. Uh, that's another disaster. The entire body cycle is different. We are eating in different odd timing. And come on, night shift. How is it possible to find healthy food? In the sense that if you want to buy, if you are a single person,
But
Yeah,
then
no problem.
Nishan, okay, my question is, okay, so the thing is that now, okay, we don't feel the heat because now we are like, we are running, we are all fine, we can whack, we can do whatever it is, okay. But to cook a healthy food is quite simple. At home, it just takes about 10 minutes if you put it on the air fryer. You can just cook your chicken and your vegetables and take it to work, okay. But how many of us are spending the 10 minutes on that cooking?
You see,
And
Navin, the
the if
problem is,
Mhm.
I like to argue with you on that. So the problem is, right, Asian culture, we work 15 hours a day. We're not
Okay.
like the Europeans or the Americans who do their 9 to 5 and go home. Asian culture, we always put a little bit extra. We work at least a little bit more, right? And I think we all work in the same environment at one time, and we're always working extra. So when we go back, we're really tired. And the problem is the most accessible meal that what Nishan said is your mama, your
Yeah,
hujung jalan punya mama, or the up the street there'll be a mama shop, or the north side, the east side there will be a mama somewhere, and they always
definitely
call
hundred
you,
percent.
yeah, and the signboards are prominent, the lights are all bright, and you pass by, it's like the devil is calling you like mari sini makan roti canai, then you go and you stop and you have the roti canai, you know. So I know you say it's good that we can cook, right, but not everybody is as disciplined, and it's a kind of a culture we have to start from a young age. You can't halfway suddenly say that, okay, I'm going to start cooking. Consistency is a problem. I struggle with it because when I
Me
also
too.
wanted to cook for
Likewise.
myself, yeah, I wanted to cook for myself and eat healthy food. It happened for like a month or two, and then not consistent because a big project came up. I had to put my focus on the project, and so yeah, thankfully before I became some disease-filled human being, I got married and my wife cook every day. So now I'm happy lah.
Like him lah.
Interesting. Yeah, nice. Even you also in the same boat, lah.
No,
Around the same.
healthy bro, healthy bro.
But yeah, I think it's there's a lot of different factors that play that comes into play, especially when it comes to food and health. I think what we're trying to just tell people out there is just be a little bit more cautious. I think I mean it was a wake up call for me visiting the hospital again for something that is which can or could have been under my control, and now I've decided to just look at it a little bit more carefully. I mean, the other impacts of it is if we drastically stop something, right, immediately do a sudden change, it is just a temporary fix, and then the craving kicks in, and then you go back hitting the restaurants much harder, your fast foods much harder. So I think it is also for myself that what I'm trying to do right now is slowly cut down my portions. I'm trying to eat according to time. Eat something that's at least have 3 or 4 vegetables in your meal, and you can have one or two proteins, and the carbs. I don't know why. I think I'm whether the Indian in me or what. I'm just a big fan of rice. I love rice. Like rice it's just awesome. But yeah, it does a lot of damage, and cutting that out is the single most difficult thing. Like I have stopped my cokes. It's been years since I've been addicted to coke or sweets or junks or ice creams or snacks and stuff like that. But this rice is something that I'm trying my level best, and I'm hoping that I'll eventually get there someday, lah, sooner or later.
Nisha, so
Hopefully,
interesting fact, right? Interesting fact. So the healthiest country in the world is Spain.
wow,
Did you guys know that?
didn't know
Interesting.
that.
The healthiest country in the world is Spain, right? And their core dish is rice based or paella. Have you heard of paella?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's rice based. So it's actually more about portion, the size of the meal that we have. And the problem is, when we eat rice, we eat it as high as the Everest can go. We will have it that way. We go to a Indian banana leaf shop, they will say nasi tamba tada problem tada cost. There is no extra cost, so they will tamba. And when Malaysians, we love free things, or we assume it's free, even though we're paying for it. And yeah, we'll just say, "Nah, nasi tambah nah, tambah பண்ணுங்க, tambah." Everything is tambah, right? So it's a portion, I think, and I know why
Yeah.
you struggle because I struggle with it also. Like it's always about how delicious the meal is, especially if it's home cooked food.
Yeah.
I tend to have more because it's delicious. There's no
Correct. Yeah.
ajinomoto, there's no preservatives, nothing. So what my wife did was when she realized that I was putting on some weight, this is many years ago. So she would actually cook rice just enough for that day or that meal. She cooks rice twice a
Damn.
day. She will only cook it for afternoon, exactly the amount, and for night one more time, exactly the amount, right? And the second thing that she would do is when the rice is cooked, she would take out the portion and put it on the plate, and the rice cooker remains on the kitchen countertop, which is a little bit further from the place, the dining table. So it takes
Mm.
effort for me to get up, go to the rice cooker, and fill up my rice, right? So when there's effort involved, yes, parboiled rice is. We also, yes, Bumzi, we moved to parboiled rice recently, like 2 3 months ago. Parboiled rice is really really good. It's and I was telling Nishan also about this. I didn't tell you about it, Navin, but
Mm-hmm.
parboiled rice is really really filling, right? For some reason,
Parboiler.
parboiled rice, yeah, you can get Faiza brand is the most affordable one lah. There are very expensive
Mm-hmm.
ones also, but the Faiza one is good, and it's extremely filling for some reason, and the rice quality is really good. It doesn't go bad, even though it doesn't get spoiled over 2 or 3 days or 4 days or so. It's still absolutely fine, right? So I think we can take these small steps. It's all about psychology, actually,
Yeah.
right? So
Correct.
when my wife
Right.
makes the exact portion, the exact amount, that's exactly what we can eat. Second thing is putting the rice jar or the rice cooker a little bit further from where you are eating. Just kind of prevents you and takes too much effort. It's always about what user effort, right? We talked about this
Mm-hmm.
recently. If there's too much user effort, I'm not going to take the effort. I'd rather just finish what's on my plate, go wash my hand. So she
So
just
what I
made it a
used
tad bit more difficult for me.
so what I used to do, but now I've stopped doing that. So this rice cooker and where you eat, right, the place where you dine. So I don't eat generally in dining table. I eat in my room, which is on the first floor. So because I'm so lazy to go back to second round, so the first round I go and take like two or three. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just keep it full so I don't have to come back down again. But that was during the pandemic lah. Because we were working from
Sure.
home and I just needed to keep feeding myself. So yeah, but yeah, now I'm strictly told nothing of that sort. So I think my mom is also getting in the picture, and like giving me all the tips and bumps.
Nisha, I think you forgot your knife.
Nishan, this is not 10x
So
meeting. This is live.
Yeah. That's right.
like I said, so other people are also. I mean, like people around me are taking the effort to ensure that we are kept healthy, or rather, we want to get into a healthy lifestyle. I think it takes a family also. It's nice to see that you are doing with your family, Adam. And
But I got a question, right? So it doesn't mean that if you are large in size that you're unhealthy. I know
true,
many
agree.
many people in my circle who are not washboard or six pack or whatever. They don't have that, but they're healthy,
Yeah, correct.
and it's fine. It's okay to be big. It's okay to be a bit larger. Don't judge a person just because they are a bit big. I don't know. Navin
Yeah,
is very
yeah,
happy I'm
no,
saying this now because he will claim that he's very healthy, but he knows that he's not.
Uh,
But anyway, I'm talking about other people outside of the three of us here. I know they are super healthy because they upload
yeah,
their whatever they're eating on Facebook, and I see this person really takes a lot of effort to cook these meals, and the person is healthy. Maybe the person maybe not six pack, has a six pack, but they're healthy. So
true.
what my point is that don't judge a person. Doesn't mean if they have
yeah,
a slight tummy or they are a little bit flabby on the arms. It doesn't mean that they are not healthy. It's just
true,
that maybe
true.
they're genetically like that. They just have some genes that they're a little bit more bigger. Right? So don't judge.
True. True. True.
True.
More
More
vegetarian
vegetarian
meals.
meals. All
Not my
right,
cup
all
of
right.
tea, but okay,
But I'm
but
not
let's try
sure
lah.
if this is true. This is something that my friend told me some time ago. So she became vegetarian, and she said that when you become vegetarian, you actually gain more weight. because cellulose actually holds into your body. It doesn't break down very easily, right? Oh, sorry, no, it breaks very easily. So you become hungry very often. And when
Mm,
she first became a vegetarian, she used to eat extra and more meals because it made her. I mean, she felt hungry more often, nah, as compared to if
yeah.
you eat your carbohydrates and your proteins and all. You get
Right.
filled up pretty fast, right? But yeah, so I think vegetarian is really good in a health perspective. But if like people like the three of us who are struggling a little bit with our weight, I think being vegetarian might be an issue. But having more vegetables is very important. I guess we can talk
Yep.
about our latest project also, Nishan Naveen, like working with ABSG or ABS Green Tech,
Mhm.
right? You want to talk
Yeah.
about it a little bit, Naveen or Nishan?
Ken, thanks for bringing that up, Adam. So we are working with ABS Green Tech, which is they are bringing in a technology called IPM, which is Integrated Pest Management. It is to control our pesticides that we use on our vegetables. We are trying to replace them with biopesticides. No chemical-free, healthier vegetables, because we did not realize, or rather, we did not know that such an industry ever existed. Like what goes into the plants and fruits that we actually have. We're not talking about poultry yet. It's just vegetables. Cabbage, apparently, like one of the largest supplies in Malaysia itself is cabbage, and cabbage is struggling. The industry is struggling because there's this particular insect. I don't know the term, but that's destroying the cabbage. And this technology that we're bringing down from Netherlands using IPM, integrated pest management, biological control. This insect is now going to kill the insect that's killing the cabbage, and it's done naturally, no chemicals, no nothing whatsoever. So this is a project that we are part of. It's I think ABS Green Tech has been behind this for the last 7 to 8 years, and now IPM is coming out, and we are happy to be a part of them, and we will definitely be sharing a lot more information. We want people to be educated, be aware of the kind of vegetables, fruits that you have, the kind of pesticides, wax lah, this lah, that lah, so many things that goes into your food that we actually don't realize, and that causes a lot of impact for our health. Uh, Carcinogenic agents lah, some all kind of stuff lah. But we are happy to be a part of it, and we hope that we can bring about changes in a healthier way from grassroots, literally from grassroots, from the time that the produce is in the seedling condition right up until it comes to our plate. I think it's going to be a wonderful journey.
True. And I believe that most of y'all would have the question in mind. You're bringing another insect to kill one insect. What happens to the insect? Hold on to that question. I'm sure we'll have another session about this whole IPM, and then you will learn more about how IPM is done and how it's been practiced, where has it been practiced, why we're bringing it here. We'll get an expert to speak to all of you, and so that you will have a better understanding on the vegetables that you're consuming on a daily basis, and also the vegetables that you buy from abroad in
Yeah,
Malaysia.
let's target to bring the CEO of ABS Green Tech, Mr. Ravi Chander,
Yeah,
on Sembang sometime maybe in about 2 or 3 weeks, and I think he'll be able to give us good insight on what IPM is all about and how is it growing in Malaysia. It's actually old tech. It's not new tech, but in Malaysia, everything is new tech.
continue. Yeah,
Yeah. So so yeah, it's for us the three of us were flabbergasted when we found out about it. We found
yeah,
out about it about
yeah.
2 years ago, I think, just at the offset of the pandemic. Myself, Nishan, and Naveen actually met Mr. Ravi, and that's when we learned a little bit about IPM at that time. And now I think our knowledge has grown quite a bit, as we attend more of the meetings and reading more
Right.
about IPM. I think it's been super impressive, and I think that was one of the motivators for me to switch um, to to not buying regular vegetables anymore. I am now fully going
Organic.
on to organic vegetables. It's expensive. It is expensive. I definitely have to agree. Like yesterday, I purchased only organic vegetables, about 2 bags full. It cost me about 272 ringgit
Mm.
vegetables for to feed about 5 or 6 people for maybe about 2 weeks, right? So
Oh,
that's vegetables. Yeah, it's still expensive. In the past, I would be able to nail it off with about $100 or less, right? So yeah, but I think Mr. Ravi and team, the ABS team, ABSG team are trying to make organic food affordable, and I think
Yeah.
that's a huge step for the Malaysian mankind to live a more
absolutely,
healthy lifestyle.
absolutely,
Correct.
absolutely.
Correct. So that's definitely an interesting journey. Lah. For those of you who are curious, we are not growing to grow the vegetables or whatsoever. 10x is a part of the entire education delivery mechanism. We want to bring the awareness. So we've got the training modules in place and the learning management system in place, and that's how we are coming into support. We want to bring awareness to the farmers, to the growers, to the consumer, to the end users, and whoever is consuming our vegetables in Malaysia. And yeah, we will come back to you in about 2 to 3 weeks, and let's see Mr. Ravi is available, and then we'll schedule a Sembang session with him. And yeah, I think we are towards the end of our show for today. Health is wealth. Yes, ma'am. 100% health is wealth. I think on that note, we need to be very careful. We need to be cautious. Let's be mindful of what we put into our body. This body is your economy. That's the one that's going to generate the money for you. And I think we need to be very careful. We've got families and friends reliant on it, and I think we can't take it lightly. And that goes for me as well. And I'm going to be trying to hit the gym or start some running lah, and eat good food. I think that's the most important part. So,
I think
anything you
there's
guys want?
yeah. So I had a former boss long time ago. If I can story you guys a little bit, and every time we went out, he would have a very healthy meal. So he would bring his own canister or Tupperware, you want to call it, to the restaurant, and he would just order ice swamp or warm water, and he have his meal. I think he was in his 50s, 60s maybe lah. He was actually working after retirement in that organization. So he was my manager at the time, and he would not comment about what we're eating, right? He would not say like, "Hey guys, why you all eating so much, rice, or why you eating oily food?" No, no. He would just sit there and eat very, very calmly, very quietly. You can't even hear him munch. You know, he would say his prayer and he will eat. After he finishes, he will sit there and talk to us and all that stuff. And then one fine day, he was going to leave the organization. He was going to go back into retirement. So he had a dinner with us, and we were all eating, and of course, we all were eating unhealthy, like king lah. I can't remember it was Nando's or Chili's lah, but it was either one of that. So just imagine we had Nando's or Chili's, and he's having a salad with warm water. That's all he's having. He decided not to bring a Tupperware food that day or tiffin food that day because it's his final farewell, right? So one advice that he gave all of us, he said, "Hey guys, I've been sitting with you for about close to a year, eating with you guys, and I just want to tell or give you all one very sound advice." So when he said the food, we thought, okay, he's going to say that don't eat oily food and all that stuff. You know what he said to us? You guys want to take a guess on what he said?
You live
I
only
wish I was
once.
eating like you guys.
No. What was that,
You live
Nishan?
only
Yeah.
once.
You live
You
only
live
once.
only once.
Pretty much in those lines. But what he said is, hey guys, upon retirement, I'll be going to insurance. I think all of you need to take life insurance so your families will have sustainability after you die from eating all this rubbish. It was dead silence. None of us spoke. We were like, to laugh or to, but it was a smack in the face. The way he said it was very serious. He said, "I'm going into this industry because of all the people that I met and all you guys. How you eat and what you eat is what you are, right? Like what Nishan just said, your health is your economy, right? So I think that really resonated with me, really made a point with me, and I felt like, oh my god, yeah, you know, if I'm not around and I can't earn money or I can't make a living, I can't support my kids, who is going to support them? So it's
Mhm.
best for me now, if I want to continue eating all those oily, unhealthy foods, for me to go up and sign up with the best insurer, which will be able to guarantee my kids a future, minus the love and me watching them growing up. So I think that's food for thought.
Yeah, let's keep it at that. Thank you very much for sharing with that to all of us, Adam. I think everybody will at least have it in their back of their head and try something. I'm going to take that back. Thank you very much for sharing with all of us. And we hope to see you next week, same time. Sembang 2.0 is back again. More content, more controversial content. We'll try to bring up different stuff for you guys. Leave your comment on the comment section below. And for those of y'all who are watching, and also our future viewers, I would like to share a QR code which has all the links to our website, to our social pages. You can leave us a Google review. Please go ahead and do that. Don't mind me for that. So go ahead and scan that.
How do I scan my phone if I'm watching it from my phone? Can you send a
So
link?
go to your smart link. I don't have the link. I scan the
Most
QR
of our
code.
viewers, I think, will be watching on their phone, right? So maybe we can send a link.
No, no,
Agreed.
very disappointing,
Thank you very
Sir.
much. I will send the link. Wait, let me get the link out for you guys.
Thanks,
Let's
CTO.
post it up.
Navin, Navin, stop poking fun at him, Navin.
Thank you.
You want
Thank
me
you
to talk
for
about you? Oh no,
uh,
that's an entire Sembang session by itself, or a Sembang series
oh
actually.
my. We should. Naveen. Okay, I'm trying to get that.
Or maybe you can post it on
Yeah,
the
I'll post it in the
message.
comment section.
comments.
Yeah, I'll put it in the comment section. Please go ahead and review us, give us your feedback. And if you have anything else you'd like us to share or talk about, or if you'd like to be a part of the guest, please do PM us. We'll be more than happy to get you on board. And yeah, share to the rest of the world. In that case,
That'd be
thank you
awesome.
very much, ladies and gentlemen. A very good night. Take care. This is 10X signing off. Nishan, Naveen, and Adam. Take care, take care, take care. Bye bye, bye bye. With lots of love. Terima
Then thanks for
kasih.
life.
Bye. See you guys. Good night.
Joho, Joho.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.